By now we know that contrary to the false predictions, the novel coronavirus is going to stay with us for a rather long time. A single round of social distancing, closing schools, workplaces, limiting gatherings to only a small amount of people, and lockdowns of high intensities and durations is not sufficient for a long time. Exactly how long remains to be seen, says Mark Lipsitch, an infectious disease epidemiologist at Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health. It's going to be a matter of managing it over months to a couple of years. It's not a matter of getting past the peak, as some people seem to believe. Hello people of the internet, hope you are doing well. Welcome back to the KL10 Talks channel. This week I've got something that has been revolving around your minds for quite a long time. What is the future of the world? Will coronavirus ever end? Is it time for the world to end? Well guys, the wait is over, for I'm about to answer your questions. But before we begin guys, be sure to check that you are subscribed to my channel with notifications on. We have reached 100 subs and I am pretty ecstatic to tell you that our progress is quite decent. I'm really grateful to everyone who have supported me throughout and would really appreciate that you subscribe if you are new around here. The Minnesota study describes 3 possibilities. Scenario 1 depicts an initial wave of cases, the current one, followed by a consistently bumpy ride of peaks and valleys that will gradually diminish over a year or 2. Scenario 2 supposes that the current wave will be followed by a larger fall peak or perhaps a winter peak, with subsequent smaller waves thereafter, similar to what transpired during the 1918-1919 flu pandemic. Scenario 3 shows an intense spring peak followed by a slow burn with less pronounced ups and downs. As the ripple of COVID-19 careens around the globe, it's forcing humankind to innovate and change the way we work and live. The upside of where we find ourselves right now is that individuals and corporations will be more resilient in a post-COVID-19 world. Right, so through extensive research I have come up with 9 predictions of what a post-COVID-19 world looks like if that world ceased to exist. There was a time not too long ago when we were impressed by touchscreens and all they enable us to do. COVID-19 has made most of us hyper aware of every touchable surface that could transmit the disease. So, in a post-COVID-19 world, it's expected that we'll have fewer touchscreens and more voice interfaces and machine vision interfaces. Prior to the pandemic, we saw the rollout of contactless payment options through mobile devices. However, with the increase in people wanting to limit what they touch, an option to pay for goods and services that does not require any physical contact is likely to gain traction. Machine vision interfaces are already used today to apply social media filters and to offer autonomous checkout in some stores. Expect there to be an expansion of voice and machine vision interfaces that recognizes faces and gestures throughout several industries to limit the amount of physical contact. COVID-19 caused people to adapt to working from home and in isolation by forcing our collective hand to find digital solutions to keep meetings, lessons, workouts and more going when sheltering in our homes. It allowed many of us to see the possibilities for continuing some of these practices in a post-COVID-19 world. Seminars, conferences and even model United Nations have adopted this new normal to organize events and engage their audience. We see the power of data in a pandemic and real life. The lessons we are receiving from this experience will inform how we monitor future pandemics by using the Internet of Things technology and big data. National or global apps could result in better early warning systems because they could report and track who is showing symptoms of an outbreak. GPS data could then be used to track where exposed people have been and who they have interacted with to show contagion. Any of these efforts require careful implementation to safeguard an individual's privacy and to prevent the abuse of data, but offer huge benefits to more effectively monitor and tackle future pandemics. The faster we can create and deploy an effective and safe drug to treat and a vaccine to prevent COVID-19 and future viruses, the faster it will be contained. Artificial intelligence is an ideal partner in drug development because it can accelerate and complement human endeavors. Our current reality will inform future efforts to deploy artificial intelligence in drug development. Have you received emails from your healthcare professionals that they are open for telemedicine or virtual consultations? To curb traffic at hospitals and other healthcare practitioners' offices, many are implementing or reminding their patients that consultations can be done through video. Rather than rush to the doctor or healthcare center, remote care enables clinical services without an in-person visit. Some healthcare providers had dabbled in this before COVID-19, but the interest has increased now that social distancing is mandated in many areas. Although there were many businesses that felt that they had already cracked the online shopping code, COVID-19 taxed the systems like never before, as the majority of shopping moved online. Businesses who didn't have an online option faced financial ruin, and those who had some capabilities tried to ramp up offerings. After COVID-19, businesses that want to remain competitive will figure out ways to have online services even if they maintain a brick and mortar location. And there will be enhancements to the logistics and delivery systems to accommodate surges in demand, whether that's from shopper preference or a future pandemic. Robots aren't susceptible to viruses. Whether they are used to deliver groceries or to take vitals in a healthcare system or to keep a factory running, companies realize how robots could support us today and play an important role in a post-COVID-19 world or during a future pandemic. Organizers and participants of in-person events that are forced to switch to digital realize there are pros and cons of both. For example, I regularly take part in technology workshops and conferences. This week's session about artificial intelligence and education was done as a virtual event and went very well and actually had more people to attend. We didn't experience a capacity issue as we do in an in-person event, and plus there were attendees logged on from all around the world. While I don't predict that in-person events will be replaced entirely after COVID-19, I do believe event organizers will figure out ways the digital aspects can complement in-person events. I predict a steep rise in hybrid events where parts of the event take place in person and others are delivered digitally. Sporting events, organizations and fans have had to deal with the reality of their favorite pastimes being put on hold or seasons entirely cancelled due to COVID-19. But esports are thriving. There are even e-versions of Formula 1 car racing on television, and although it might not be the same as traditional Formula 1 racing, it's giving people a sports outlet. Unlike mainstream sporting events, e-sporting events can easily transition online. Similarly to events, I predict more hybrid sports coverage where physical events are complemented with digital offerings. COVID-19 might be taxing our systems and patience, but it's also building a resilience and allowing us to develop new and innovative solutions out of necessity. In a post-COVID-19 world, I predict that we'll take the lessons handed to us by our time dealing with the virus to make the world a better place. So guys, that is the end of the video. Hope you found it informative and helpful. If you did, be sure to drop down a like below and share it with your friends and family to spread the awareness. Also, do subscribe to my YouTube channel with notifications on. I'll be seeing you next time with another amazing video. But until then, thank you, stay safe, goodbye.